the whole thing started when I was about 6 and I was raped by my brother. And then I left my body. And at about age 12, I was targeted by a pedophile. I had actually just sort of faded back into reality. And then I was targeted by a pedophile. And the first time I had sex with him, the whole memories from the 6-year-old rape came back. So who knows what happened in the middle between that. So from there on out, I made lots of bad decisions because I thought that if I had sex with a man, it would mean that they loved me. So I had this unrealistic correlation between love and sex. So to deal with all of that, I started doing drugs. And I was doing pot and anything I could get my hands on, LSD, cannabinol, PCP, whatever, Quaaludes, anything I could do for the first 10 years. And then after that, I pretty much parlayed into cocaine for a 10-year addiction and then meth for a 10-year addiction. So 30-year addiction to drugs. And it was all because I was trying to quell my emotional response to life. It was just too hard for me to be on this planet without doing something to support myself emotionally. So when I finally got off the drugs, I went into this stage of, I've always been an entrepreneur, so I was always working and everything, but like every month at least something would come up where I would feel like killing myself. And the only thing that kept me on this planet were my animals, my dogs. So after my healing in Portland, I knew, it was just like I knew that was my time. I mean, I'd been doing Joe's work for about 6 years. I can't remember exactly when I started. So something else I want to tell people out there is like, don't expect to some people get that rocket ship and other people have the slow burn, and don't give up, just don't give up. And I think, personally, if your trauma is embedded pre-age 7, the program is, you don't even know the program is there. So you gotta cut yourself some slack and just keep it to work. Even if the small wins are so worth it. So after my healing in Portland, prior to that, whenever Joe would, in a meditation, would say, find your love for life, I would be like, excuse my language, but F you, because it's like, I don't have that. That doesn't exist. What the hell is he talking about? And now, after my healing in Portland, it was like, oh my God, I know what he's talking about. It was kind of interesting. It wasn't a big thing. All I felt was like my arms twisting this way, and then my legs were twisting this inward, and then I felt like my rib cage was just getting expanded, and like something was like scooping stuff out of my rib cage. Although it must have been my heart expanding, even though, it just, I don't know, it was really interesting. And it was kind of cool because they were showing me beforehand what was going to happen, because I think they knew I might freak out because I have this problem with surrender. So that really changed everything. I went home and I'm like, oh my God, I know what he's talking about the love for life. I don't want to kill myself anymore. It's just amazing. And then on the walking meditation here, my heart just exploded open. So it's still a progression. I mean, it took me 6 years to even, like in the beginning, I knew it was the breath, do a lot of the breath, because the breath is still my go-to, because it gets emotion out. And in the beginning, I would just shake like crazy. And now I've actually am able, it's taken me all this time, but now I can actually do the breath and I can make it happen every time, the head orgasm thing. Even though, and this is important too, when I had my first one, it scared me because it was too similar to when I left my body as a child. So what I want to say is, even if it scares you, I stopped meditating for 6 months, and then I had to come to another event where I knew I was safe with my people to do it again, and then I was able to have that pop, the very first breath that I did. Don't be afraid of it. The universe has your back, and it's as scary as it may be in the beginning, just keep doing the work, because you're just so worth it.